everybody, I am Lissa Alexander and I'm back again on the Moda Blockheads project. Today we're going to be working on Corey Yoder's block number 25, which is called the Bordered Star. We also have something really fun in store for you. I'm going to show you how to make the block, then you need to hop on over to visit Corey on her YouTube channel and she's going to show you how to turn the block into a pillow. If you haven't already, go to the description and you can download this pattern. Let's get ready to sew. So our first part of the pattern is we're going to make these corner sections. We're going to make 4 of those. The first step is we will join B to A, putting right sides together, and I'm going to make 4 of these. So if you want to pause and follow along and get this step completed. So here is my A and B unit. I will then add my C unit, press to the dark side, and we're going to make 4 of those, and then come back here. So I'm back with my corner unit. Then we're going to move on to our geese and strip pieced unit. You're going to take 3 strips of fabric, 6.5 inches long. This is for the 12-inch block. And sew these 3 together. Keeping in mind Corey's block being the bordered star, this fabric is going to create a border all the way around the star when you finish. Sew these together and come back. Now this is kind of the fun step, is we're going to do a corner square here. And there's all kinds of ways to do your corner squares. Whether or not the most traditional and accurate way is truly just to take a ruler and a pencil and draw your line along here. I like Doug Lico's mini simple folded corner ruler. That's a mouthful, but it works great. You don't line up like you normally would with a ruler where it goes point to point, because he has it built in for your extra seam allowance. So you're going to line up the straight line, and you can see right here that that's going to give me the sewing line once I've trimmed away. This is where a lot of people save this excess and go ahead and start sewing these together as your scraps and turn that into something else fun. Then once you've sewn this, you're going to have that perfect corner there. I'm going to sew those and I'll be right back. Another thing that I do like is whether or not you use it in addition to this ruler, Cluck Sew seam tape. So it's just a nice little kind of washi tape that you can put on your machine, and it gives you guides to follow along the lines. I just pressed this to the dark side. Now I'm going to repeat the same process, do it on the other side. Then I will have this when I'm finished. So I'm going to go back to the sewing machine and I'll rejoin you. Okay, here is what it looks like if I haven't already trimmed it away. So this would be to where you can end up using a regular ruler to trim away, or I can still come back in and use Doug's ruler just because I have that handy. And press. Make 3 more from there. So here's the layout. I'm going to join my 3 rows together, but in filming, we just figured out something fun. This is my 6-inch version of it, and it fits beautifully inside this block, so I could have a bordered star within a bordered star. Isn't that fun? So really, this should work on any of the blocks throughout Blockheads in making the combination of 6.5 and 12.5 inch blocks. One other thing I wanted to point out, when you've done your corners here, having this little perfect edge right here really is a 1/4 of an inch. So once you come back in and sew that together, don't chop off your point, but that should give you a nice little seam guide to go by. So I have my rows together, and now it's just a matter of joining the 3 rows together to finish my block. So I'll be back. All right, so we have our block done. We have a 12-inch and a 6-inch. I have been having so much fun because normally I get to the end of Blockheads and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. So it's a pile of blocks. So I committed early on to start putting them together as I went along. This layout is called Blueprint. It is from the book Celebrate with Quilts, and it's by myself and Susan Aki. And Susan did this blueprint layout mainly so that you can choose any kind of different fabrics. There's big enough pieces to showcase more of a focal point. These are my 6-inch blocks from Blockheads, and you add a couple extra pieces to it to make them 9-inch, and then I chose 9-inch blocks from the book. So it's kind of a combination of the block book and then Blockheads, but super fun. So you can see I still have these to add on. And in this scenario, I can add top or bottom. I've been using all kinds of different scraps, as well as 2 or 3 different lines from Bonnie and Camille. But I'm so super excited because it looks so vintage. This is my layout and my progress on my Blockheads quilt. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.